Something wild about life hits you only when you stop pushing so hard. The second you release your grip, everything you chase starts finding you. It's not luck, not magic. It's how energy moves, how life truly flows beneath the mental noise we stir up. You see, when you cling too tightly, desperate for something to happen, your energy stiffens. You block the very thing you're after. It's like grasping at a river with clenched fists. The harder you squeeze, the more water escapes. Think back to those moments you crave something, love, success, answers, and the more you force it, the further it slipped away. But when you got exhausted, when you said, whatever comes, comes, suddenly doors swung open, opportunities landed, people appeared. That's no accident. When you stop needing it so badly, your energy shifts from scarcity to trust, and life responds better to trust than fear. Needing screams, I don't have it, and I don't believe I ever will. Letting go whispers, I'm already complete. If it arrives, wonderful. If not, I'm still whole. That small shift flips the whole game. Most don't realize letting go isn't quitting. It's stepping aside long enough for life to work with you, not against you. When you're always trying to control every result, you're acting from fear. Fear it won't happen. Fear you're not enough. Fear everything will crumble if you ease up. But that's the trap. Life isn't built on force. It's built on flow. Ever notice how the best things come when you're just being? When you're present, not obsessing over the clock, not strangling the future, so tightly you can't breathe. The friendships that endure, you didn't force them. The opportunities that transformed your life. You stumbled into them while living your truth, not pleading for the world to notice you. The moments that made you feel alive weren't scripted or engineered. They were experienced. That's because life doesn't care about your effort. It responds to your energy. And your energy is purest, most magnetic when you're at peace, not desperate, not needy, just trusting. Trust aligns you. And when you're aligned, what's meant for you doesn't need chasing. It arrives. Here's a truth you share. The more you chase certainty, the more chaos you invite. Needing every answer now, needing everything to make sense immediately, shuts you off from paths you can't yet see. Life's intelligence runs deeper than your plans, weaving possibilities, meetings, chances, opportunities, far beyond what your mind can arrange. But when you cling to one vision of how things must unfold, you go blind to the better ways life's trying to offer. You know those times when something collapses and you panic, thinking it's the worst? Months later, you realize it was the best thing that could have happened. That's no fluke. That's life meeting your deeper needs, not your surface fears. The looser your grip, the less you demand a specific outcome at a specific time, the more room you create for something even greater to rush in. Trust isn't passive, it's powerful. Trust says, I'm showing up fully, but I'm not desperate for this to look exactly as I imagine. It's moving forward without dragging heavy expectations like chains. When you embody that, people notice you differently. Opportunities find you more easily. Somehow, without battling so hard, the things you once struggled for unfold with less resistance, more magic. Trust energy isn't frantic, it's magnetic, and life always mirrors the energy you put out. Here's the realer part. Most people don't trust life because they've been taught to trust fear more than possibility. From childhood, we're trained to brace for disaster, expect betrayal, guard against disappointment. So trusting feels reckless, unsafe, like standing on a cliff's edge with no rope. But here's the hidden truth. You're already on that cliff. Always have been. Life was never controllable. All the plans, the micromanaging, the anxiety, they just build an illusion of safety. Real safety is surfing the waves, not trying to dam the ocean. It's being alive within the chaos, not fighting it, not begging it to settle, but dancing with it, like a rhythm you've always known deep down. When you lean into trust, you don't stop caring about your dreams. You stop wrestling them into being. You stop choking them with pressure. And you discover something profound. What's meant for you isn't fragile. It doesn't need you to grip it tighter. It needs you to meet it halfway, with open heart and open palms, not clenched fists. Every goal you're strangling, every person you're chasing, every outcome you're forcing, you're blocking it by holding it with fear instead of meeting it with trust. The moment you loosen that hold, the moment you breathe and say, I trust life to guide me where I'm meant to be, Everything starts moving faster, softer, more naturally. You're no longer in your own way. And here's something rarely said. Most of the struggle you feel isn't from doing wrong things. It's from doing them with tightness, with fear whispering, if I don't make this happen, I'll lose it all. You grip harder, panic when results don't come fast enough. Start thinking, maybe I'm failing. But you're not failing, you're forcing. Life doesn't respond to force. It responds to alignment. Act from fear, and you create resistance. Act from trust, and you build momentum. Think of someone effortlessly magnetic. Not because they're trying, not because they're desperate, but because they're relaxed. They trust themselves, their path, life itself. That energy pulls people in. And here's the secret. You can have that too. You don't need to be better, stronger, more impressive. You need to be lighter. You need to remember you're already enough. Without forcing life into a perfect timeline. The moment you stop controlling every outcome, the outcomes you want start flowing to you, like a river finally finding its path. When the obstacles are swept aside, the less you panic. The more you open up, the less you chase, the more you draw in. The less you cling, the more you expand. It's not about doing less. It's about being different. You become a wiser, calmer version of yourself, not because you forced it, but because you trusted yourself enough to let it unfold. Here's the paradox no one explains. The looser your grip, the stronger your outcomes become. Sounds almost unfair, doesn't it? You grind, you hustle, you control every detail, yet things slip away. But the moment you relax, the right moments, the right people, the right opportunities, they land in your lap. It's not magic, it's energy. When you're desperate, people sense it. Even if you smile, even if you say the perfect words, they feel the tension beneath that, please make this work vibe. It repels. But when you stop tying your worth to the outcome, you move differently. You speak differently. You enter rooms differently. You don't need things to happen anymore. You choose them from strength, not survival. And that subtle inner shift changes everything. Life, strangely enough, reflects your internal state. Doubt constantly, and life throws hurdles to challenge you. Trust consistently, and life opens doors you didn't even know were there. It's like a silent agreement with reality. I'll trust you to unfold, and you'll trust me to show up. You don't wake up each morning fretting over how or when your dreams will arrive. You wake up eager, knowing they're already coming. You walk lighter because the burden of needing it all now vanishes. You become magnetic, not by chasing, but by being someone who already fits that bigger life. That's where the real winners thrive. Not in a frantic race to control everything, but in a dance with trust. You trust that life's delays are setups. You trust that missed chances are protection. You trust that what's meant for you is heading your way, even if you can't see it yet. That's the hidden edge most never tap into. They don't realize trust is a shortcut they've been searching for all along. When you trust life, something even wilder happens. You stop forcing timelines that aren't yours. Most people obsess over speed. I need it now. If it's not happening, it's failing. But here's the truth. Speed means nothing if you're rushing toward the wrong thing. Real trust is the art of letting the right things take shape, even if it's slower than your ego craves. Because what you force often crumbles, but what you trust builds itself stronger than you could ever design. Think about it. The biggest moments in your life, the ones that truly shaped you, likely didn't follow your schedule. They arrived in their own time, in ways you couldn't have planned. A friendship that sparked unexpectedly, an opportunity you didn't chase, a door that opened when you'd stopped looking. That's what life does when you stop shouting, "Where is it?" and start murmuring, "I'm ready when you are." There's a rhythm to your life, bigger than the pressure you feel now. When you step into trust, you align with that rhythm. You stop blocking your blessings with fear. You stop rushing into places you don't belong. You stop shrinking when things don't follow your script. You let life surprise you in the best ways because you trust that the unseen forces working for you outweigh the visible ones against you. The funny thing? When you live this way, people notice. They see you moving differently, speaking differently, radiating a peace they can't pin down. They wonder what shifted, but you'll know it wasn't luck. It wasn't magic. It was trust, real trust that says, I don't chase, I align. I don't demand, I prepare. I don't panic, I receive. That's when life stops feeling like a fight and starts feeling like a conversation you're finally patient enough to hear. Here's the quiet truth you discover when you trust life enough. You're not missing out. You're not falling behind. You're not losing time. You're simply breathing in a world that's always gasping for the next big thing. Those chasing every shiny moment often miss the real opportunities. Real opportunities don't scream, they whisper. They appear when your mind is clear, when your hands aren't clutching five other things in fear. Trusting life isn't about sitting idle. It's about living so your peace becomes more magnetic than your panic. You notice it in small ways at first. That call you stopped obsessing over, it comes through. That opportunity you almost begged for, a better one crosses your path unexpectedly. That connection you thought was lost, it returns on better terms than you could have planned. Life rewards those who trust it with open hands, not clenched fists, not desperate moves, but quiet confidence. It's almost paradoxical. The less you force, the faster things unfold. The less you obsess, the more naturally they find you. When you're not rooted in fear, you move differently, speak differently, radiate something that opportunities and people want to be near. That's why you see it in those who've truly grown. There's a calmness about them that defies logic. They're not rushing to prove their worth. They're not trying to earn what's already coming. And that could be you. That energy could be yours. Starting now. If you're done with chase mode, if you're ready to feel how powerful you are when you stop forcing what isn't yours to force, then it's time. Choose trust. Choose calm alignment. Choose to believe life isn't against you. It's crafting something better than you imagined. If this resonates, if you're ready to move differently starting today, drop a line in the comments below. Let's see how many of us are stepping into this quiet, certain, aligned power together. Your next chapter doesn't begin with more chasing. It begins with more trusting.